Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, we bring you a fascinating story. This story will help you improve your English listening and speaking skills in a fun and easy way. Listening to stories is a great way to learn new words, improve pronunciation, and build confidence in English. As you listen, pay attention to the words and phrases in the story. Today's story is called The Luckiest Man in the World. Let's get started. In the grand city of London, there was a grand banquet held to honor one of the most famous military leaders of the time. The room was filled with important people, all gathered to celebrate the achievements of a man whose name was known far and wide. For this story, let's call him Lieutenant General Lord Arthur Scoresby. His reputation was legendary. People admired him for his courage and intelligence, and his name was often spoken with great respect. But little did they know there was more to his story than met the eye. At the banquet, I found myself sitting next to an old friend, an officer who had once been a military instructor at Woolwich Academy. As we watched the celebrated general sitting quietly at the head of the table, my friend leaned over and whispered something that shocked me. Privately, "He's an absolute fool." I couldn't believe my ears. How could a man so admired, a man whose fame had grown over decades, be a fool? My friend was a trustworthy and honest man, so I knew he wasn't joking. But I had to know more. A few days later, when we had time to talk, he explained everything to me. Years ago, when my friend was an instructor at Woolwich Academy, a young cadet named Scoresby joined the class. Scoresby was kind and polite, but he was also incredibly clueless. During his first examination, it became painfully clear that he knew almost nothing. While other cadets answered questions confidently, Scoresby's responses were laughably wrong. But he stood there with a calm and sincere expression, completely unaware of how poorly he was doing. Feeling sorry for the young man, my friend decided to help. He discovered that Scoresby knew a little bit about Caesar's history, so he focused on teaching him everything he could about that topic. My friend drilled him day and night, preparing him for the upcoming exam. On the day of the test, something extraordinary happened. Scoresby was only asked questions about Caesar, the one topic he had been prepared for. He passed with flying colors, earning compliments from the examiners. Meanwhile, other cadets who were far more knowledgeable didn't perform as well. It was a stroke of incredible luck. As Scoresby continued his education, his pattern of miraculous success, through sheer luck, continued. Every time he faced an exam, my friend would prepare him as best he could on a narrow range of topics. And every time, by some strange twist of fate, those exact topics would appear on the test. Scoresby's ignorance remained hidden, and his reputation grew. To everyone around him, he seemed like a brilliant and hard-working student. But my friend knew the truth. Scoresby was simply the luckiest man alive. Eventually, Scoresby graduated and joined the army. His promotions came quickly, and soon he found himself in a position of great responsibility. When the Crimean War broke out, Scoresby was given command of a regiment. My friend was horrified. He was certain that Scoresby's incompetence would lead to disaster. Determined to protect both Scoresby and the men under his command, My friend used his savings to buy a lower-ranking position in the same regiment. He decided to stay close to Scoresby and do whatever he could to minimize the damage. On the battlefield, Scoresby's blunders were constant and alarming. He misunderstood orders, gave confusing commands, and made decisions that should have spelled disaster. But somehow, every mistake he made turned out to be a brilliant move, at least in the eyes of others. One of his most famous blunders happened during a critical battle. Scoresby was ordered to move his regiment to the right to support their allies. Instead, he misunderstood and led his men to the left, over a nearby hill. What seemed like a terrible mistake turned into an unbelievable victory. As they crested the hill, they stumbled upon a hidden army. The hidden army, caught off guard, assumed that our entire army was behind Scoresby's regiment. Panicking, they fled in disarray. Scoresby and his men chased them down the hill, breaking through enemy lines and turning the tide of the battle. What should have been a defeat became a stunning victory, and Scoresby was hailed as a military genius. On the battlefield, he was decorated and celebrated in front of the entire army. Time and again, Scoresby's mistakes were misinterpreted as acts of brilliance. Each blunder only added to his growing reputation. He rose through the ranks, earning titles and honors, while my friend watched in disbelief. Scoresby's success was a combination of incredible luck and the unwavering faith of those around him. Even the highest-ranking officers believed in his abilities, and no one ever questioned his decisions. Despite his meteoric rise, Scoresby remained humble and kind. He never boasted about his achievements or looked down on others. He was genuinely unaware of his own incompetence and seemed content to let others praise him. My friend couldn't help but admire Scoresby's good nature, even as he marveled at his extraordinary luck. As my friend concluded his story, he shook his head and said, "It's truly remarkable. Scoresby has spent his entire career surrounded by praise and admiration, yet he has no idea how lucky he truly is. He's proof that sometimes being born lucky is more important than being born smart." The end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories and lessons to improve your English. See you next time.